So he smiles, it's symmetric. So how do you feel today? Good. So he looks left, he looks right, he blinks. Already I know his oculomotor function is essentially normal, right? See how quick that was? A quick blink, I know that the eyelids work. He smiles symmetrically. I say, how you doing? How you doing? Where are you from? California? Where are you from? San Diego, really? That's cool. Now, so just in CC, you get a sense of David. That's so you've got a guy, a young guy, seems normal, kind of busy, right? So you see that he can understand the questions, he can answer the questions, his speech is clear, his voice is a little soft, he's a little shy, but that's okay. So you get a sense that just meeting David, right, I already get a sense of his cranial nerve function. The only thing I haven't really checked is, I can check facial sensation, right? I can ask him to stick out your tongue, right? But already his speech is clear. If there's dysfunction of the tongue for a reason, the speech is kind of clear with that, right? So we already get a sense that I don't have to prove that the tongue is in the middle. I know what I just did. I need to say, how you doing? You're okay. Right? You see, now if I wanted to check his pupillary function or his optic nerves, I can take one of my two ophthalmoscopes, and I can say, hey David, don't do me a favor, but look straight ahead. I'm going to shine a light in your eyes. Keep your eyes open and still. If the light's bright or bothers you, I apologize. Notice how I give like a kind of disclaimer, like, hey, this is going to suck, so I apologize. Because no one likes having like a super laser beam bright light in their eyes. So I tend to be very apologetic when I examine patients. I also tend to tell patients what I do before I do it. Right? So then they have like a sense of, oh, okay, you're going to shine a super bright laser beam light in my eyes. It's going to not be very good. Look straight ahead. And I like to shine the light under the eyes first, just to get a sense of the pupils. And then we have what we call a swinging light, looking for apparent pupillary defect. You guys know about apparent pupillary defects yet? No? Okay, so what we tend to do is we tend to look at the size, shape, and reactivity to light. Okay? By even just putting my hand on David, I can feel his pulse bounding because he's a little bit nervous and anxious. I can sort of feel his breath. There's a lot that you can do just by making contact with the patient. Right? So one of the things that you have to get to learn, most importantly, I may have said this to you before, but the most important thing to learn in your undergraduate and graduate school experience is learn about yourself. Because once you're most comfortable and develop an understanding of yourself, then you'll be more comfortable with other people, and you can get a better understanding of them. Does that make sense? Right, so some people are kind of, ooh, I don't, weird to people, I'm going to look at his toes, or that seems weird. Okay, it is kind of weird, but you tend to habituate and get used to it. So I can do something, for example, I've already sort of quickly looked at his sort of like gestalt at his cranial nerve functions normal, but I can say, David, I'm going to hold your head steady, look at my finger here, and just follow my finger with your eyes. And so here I don't tell him to look left or look right, I'm asking him to follow, which is different than me saying look left. The other left, look right. Yeah. So you notice the smile, okay, right? So now if I wanted to test his language, what's the most important one thing you need to do to test someone's language? Anybody? What? Close, that's a command, but it's repetition. If an individual is able to repeat, then you already know that the Sylvian fissure, typically in the left hemisphere or dominant hemisphere, is intact. Repetition is the single quickest, fastest way to check language. David, will you say something for me, please? Say, today is a sunny day. He and she and I, no ifs, ands, or buts. And no ifs, ands, or buts. Right. And so we go from something concrete, today's a sunny day. He and she and I is a little bit more abstract. No ifs, ands, or buts is kind of an expression. So we test in both commands, a concrete, abstract, and sort of over-learned ability to repeat. So we get all that in there. And then I may ask him to name another sort of language task. What's this? And what's this part of my thumb? Now, so the point is when you test someone neurologically, you always push them to failure. You always test to failure. So if you say, what's this thumb? What's this part of the thumb? It's, it's the, right? So you may see this, for example, subtly in older folks when you examine them. Dad's fine, right? What does Dad do? He gets up in the morning, Mom makes him breakfast, she lays out his medicine for him, he reads the paper, falls asleep in the chair, he goes around, putters in the garage, she makes lunch for him, he takes a nap, he goes up, he does very little, putters around the house, she makes him dinner, he falls asleep at 8 o'clock. How's Dad? He's fine. He's been that way forever. What's this? Joe. It's thumb. What's this part? Thumb. Maybe Dad's not as good as you thought. Because no one ever asked Dad to do anything. When was the last time Dad paid the bills? 5 years ago. Is he still driving? Oh, no, we never let him drive. How is he? He's fine. No, he's not. No. Right? So cranial nerve functions pretty fast. And notice I wear a stethoscope. Neurologists are also interested in the cardiovascular system. Why? What's the #1 cause of death in America?
Heart disease.
Cardiovascular disease. #2.
Cancer.
#3. Stroke. If you have a stroke, what are you likely to die from? Heart attack. Okay? So we tend to be very interested in the cardiovascular system. So say, hey David, I'm going to listen to your lungs. I'm going to listen to your heart. Just breathe quietly for me. And you listen. You may listen to the right sternal border, left sternal border. If you hear something, you may listen at the apex. Take a breath in. Good man. I'm going to have you lean forward. I'm going to take a listen to your lungs. Through an open mouth, take a big breath in and out. In and out. Now I'm going to take a listen to your carotid artery. Just breathe quietly for me. Take a breath in. Hold it. And let it out. Hold it. We're almost done, really. I mean, come on. Hold your arms out in front of you. Spread your fingers wide. Palms to the side. And what are we doing? We're looking here for how fast the arms come up. And we're looking here for abdominal involuntary movements, right? Because the abdominal involuntary movements can come at rest, or come with motion, they can come with suspension or posturing. Sometimes they come with different postures. Arms up,